Hi everyone, welcome to today's Bake Along, and I've got a fundamental recipe to share with you. Now, this is one of those videos you're gonna come back to again and again because everybody needs to know how to make a basic pastry cream. I've got my techniques to ensure that you're going to get a pastry cream that's smooth every time, and I'll give you lots of ways to integrate your own flavor and creativity into it. This is basic pastry cream. When I was first taught how to make pastry cream, it was a simple method similar to crème anglaise where you would heat up your milk, but you would have your eggs, sugar, and cornstarch in a bowl, and you would have to temper. Introduce the hot milk to the cool eggs gradually, and then return it to the heat and cook it to thicken it. Well, I've discovered over time that you don't actually have to go through this tempering process. You can put everything in the pot at once. It simplifies it, and it's actually easier for you to visually read and when you're stirring to feel when the pastry cream is cooked. So let me show you this technique. I start by combining my sugar, and I like to thicken a pastry cream using cornstarch. It makes it glossy and shiny, and it holds its shape. A traditional pastry cream was probably made using flour, but you don't get the glossiness when you use flour. So I'll leave that choice up to you, but it is a one-to-one substitution. I whisk my cornstarch and sugar together. That way the cornstarch breaks up into the sugar. As I slowly bring it up to heat, I know I won't develop any little lumps in the pastry cream. So after those two simple additions, I pour in my cold milk. And you do want to take your milk right from the fridge. Cornstarch needs a cold liquid. That's what I found was the critical difference. When you're adding hot milk to eggs with cornstarch, sometimes those lumps develop. So I'm starting with all ingredients cold, including my egg yolks. Of course, you want to save those whites for another recipe, meringue-based recipe. Okay, now that everything is combined, I can introduce the heat. So I'll start on medium heat and gently whisk. You want to keep the milk mixture moving so that it's not sticking to the bottom, but you don't have to whisk vigorously. Don't pull out the electric beaters for this. But now this is where you have some visual cues you can pay attention to. See all these little frothy bubbles? As I keep whisking, I'm going to develop more frothy bubbles. But once my milk starts warming up and the egg yolks and the cornstarch start to thicken, well, those bubbles will disappear. And when you see those bubbles disappear, you know you're within 10 seconds of your pastry cream being fully cooked. Now you'll notice I haven't added any flavor to this pastry cream at this point. If you wanted to, you could take a vegetable peeler to an orange or a lemon. You could throw in a cinnamon stick. If you're using vanilla, as I am today, because this is a vanilla pastry cream, what I like to do is have my butter ready in a bowl. So I'm going to strain my pastry cream into this bowl. I have my butter cut into pieces, so that's going to cool down the pastry cream to halt the cooking. And I add my vanilla extract to the bowl, because the pastry cream spends just enough time on the heat that I find sometimes the vanilla flavor can evaporate and you lose its value. So it gets added at the very end. So this process of cooking the pastry cream, it depends on your stove and how moderate your heat is. Takes anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes. The important thing to know is your cornstarch needs to hit 212 Fahrenheit, so 100 Celsius, to fully activate. If you don't see a few bubbles break the surface of your pastry cream, it'll taste a bit chalky because the cornstarch hasn't cooked. But you're probably wondering, well, you have egg yolks in there. Those cook at a lower temperature, and yes, you're right. But the egg yolks are protected by the sugar and the milk, so they won't thicken. Unlike an egg white, which really tightens up, the proteins cook, an egg yolk won't curdle or overcook at that temperature. And I am straining it just to make sure it's beautifully silky and smooth. I've still got those frothy bubbles. been about 3 minutes and I'm starting to see some steam rise up from the milk. So I know it's warming up and coming along. We're getting closer. I can feel as I whisk this that it's starting to thicken up a little bit. It's getting a little bit glossier. And those bubbles are starting to disappear. So now you want to start whisking a little bit faster. Keep that custard moving. Whoop! Those are the bubbles I want to see. Off the heat it comes. And immediately strain that pastry cream over your butter to stop the cooking process. Just making sure it's well combined. A whisk is the easiest way to push the pastry cream through the strainer. And a final whisk to melt the butter into the pastry cream and work the vanilla in. If you wanted to make a chocolate pastry cream, with the butter, add 2 ounces of couverture dark baking chocolate, up to a maximum of 4. I recommend no more than 4 ounces of chocolate because then it starts changing the texture of your pastry cream and making it quite thick. All right, now that my butter is melted, I have a smooth and creamy pastry cream. What you need to do now, put a piece of plastic wrap or parchment right on the surface of the pastry cream to prevent a skin from developing. Cool it a little bit on the counter, let it chill for at least 2 hours, and then you are ready to add this to your cakes, your tarts, your profiteroles. You have just learned how to make one of the cornerstones in the baking world, a really good pastry cream. Check out the recipe. The full recipe and all the instructions are below, along with links to some of my favorite recipes where I use a classic pastry cream. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again for another bake along.